Good morning and welcome. I'm Sandy. Before you move too far into your day, I invite you to spend a few minutes here with me. We don't always get to choose what the day brings us, but we can choose how we meet it with curiosity instead of assumption, with courage instead of avoidance, with presence instead of distraction. Take a slow breath in and gently let it go. And feel the support beneath your feet. Notice your breath moving in and out effortlessly. And for just these few moments, release the need to know exactly what comes next. So today's intention is built around constructive change, almost like constructive demolition. Today, consider this question: what happens when something I believed was solid begins to change? We spend our lives building structures and living in structures that are already established. But we have our own plans, relationships, careers, routines, and beliefs about who we are and what life is supposed to be and how it's supposed to unfold. These structures give us stability, but not every structure is meant to stay forever. Sometimes a plan falls apart, a relationship changes, a door closes, something that we thought was certain is suddenly questioned. Our first instinct is to usually restore what was. We want to go back to that certainty and that familiarity. We want to rebuild it quickly if it changes. We want to get it back to normal. But there are times when life isn't asking us to rebuild these things, it's asking us to see what the collapse has revealed. Today's intention reminds us that disruption doesn't always create the truth. Sometimes it exposes the truth that was already there. Yoga offers us the principle of satya, which is truthfulness. It asks us to look honestly at our lives, especially when our expectations no longer match our reality. Not what used to be true, not what we wish were true, what is true now. This philosophy offers a similar lesson through the principle of vibration. Everything is constantly moving and changing. What appears permanent is already in motion. Just consider the desk that I'm sitting at. The atoms that make up the wood in this desk are constantly vibrating. They're mostly empty space, but yet the desk appears solid. When we expect life to remain fixed is when we suffer. When we recognize change as part of life's true nature, then we meet it with greater wisdom. Take another slow breath in. Think of a time when something unexpected changed your path. At first, you may have only seen disappointment or even devastation, but looking back, did it reveal something that you could not have seen otherwise? Perhaps a hidden strength, perhaps a possibility of helping someone else, a different direction, or the realization that you've been holding together something that was already coming apart. Imagine an old wall that suddenly falls. At first, you only notice the rubble. Then you discover a beautiful view that had always been hidden behind that wall. Not every wall should fall. Not every ending is welcome. But when there's something that does fall away, curiosity can be more helpful than resistance. Bring to mind one structure in your own life, a routine, a role, a belief, and ask yourself, is this still supporting the life I'm living today? Or am I supporting it simply because it's familiar? Am I acting from habit? Sometimes we spend a tremendous amount of energy repairing the same cracks over and over again. True persistence is a virtue, but persistence becomes suffering when we refuse to acknowledge what we can no longer hold. Truth asks us to notice those cracks without immediately covering them. They don't always mean something has to end, but they do always have something to teach. Take another breath in. Think about how much energy it takes to hold together something that is already asking to change. Perhaps courage is found in not rebuilding immediately. Perhaps it's standing quietly in the open space long enough to discover what life is revealing. If something changes profoundly, can you meet that change with truth? If a plan falls apart, can you look again? If an old belief seems to no longer fit, can you remain curious? You don't have to welcome disruption. You don't have to pretend loss is easy. You only have to remain open. And as you move into your day, carry this intention. Today, I will notice where I'm trying to preserve what no longer supports me. I'll practice truthfulness by asking what is actually true now. I'll remember that change is part of life's natural movement. And when something can no longer be held, I'll trust that releasing it may create space for something more honest to emerge. Remember, you may not get to choose everything this day brings your way, but you can choose how you meet it. Carry today's intention with you, not as something that you have to accomplish, but as something you can return to whenever you need it. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me today. Until tomorrow, be well and meet your day with purpose. Namaste.